I've been on both sides of the hiring desk for many years. Either I'm on the hunt for a job or I'm interviewing sometimes hundreds of people for a client. I've coached hundreds and hundreds of job seekers over my career and probably dozens at least of hiring managers on what to ask, how to phrase certain questions, what's legal, what's not legal to ask, things like that. And I always tell job seekers to bring a list of questions and check them off as the interview evolves. So it's the interviewer can actually see there's a list and they're getting through it. It creates some curiosity because the interviewer also wonders what else is on that list that I might not have hit. And hopefully, if this is flowing well at the end of the interview, the hiring manager or the committee, if there's two or three folks on the other side of the table, will say, hey, any questions for us? We've done all the questions so far. Is there anything we haven't covered for you? And this is that golden opportunity. If you've got several questions left on your list, bang them off. I didn't get to this. I'm curious about that. Nail them down. But the final one you want to finish on, this is the sort of Academy Award performance. And I was taught this by a coach in Florida many, many years ago, a very veteran recruiter. And he said, you want to do a couple things. You want to take them forward 12 months in time. The phrasing sounds something like this. Say to them, let's say this interview right now went really well. You give me the offer, and we're sitting here 12 months from now, 18 months from now, we're looking back, and we remember for a moment this interview. And in that next 12 or 18 months forward, how do all of us get to a point where we look back and go, thank goodness we did this. Thank goodness you hired me. Thank goodness we were able to define a number of things. But what I'm really curious about is there two or three things that would jump out as we could actually say, these are the major things that we needed to accomplish, and together we achieved those goals. Now, if you ask that question or something close to that question, it's going to trigger a response. Throw away the 2 or 3 page HR job description that got cobbled together from wherever, all the nice to haves, maybe this, that, whatever, all these qualifications. You've now simmered and boiled it down to 2 or 3 things. And if that hiring manager hadn't thought it through before, he or she has to think it through right now. What are the nuggets? What are the big boulders of success in the next year to 18 months? So there's a couple points. The other thing you force them to do is create that mental picture of success already. We got to a point that was better than it is today. This was a good hire. You are a great team member. You have contributed to the team. Now, the other thing is it shows drive. Every leader wants someone who understands that coming onto the team isn't specifically all about you and finding a nice paycheck and finding a happy chair to sit in for a few years. It's about you contributing to their mandate, making your boss look good, making the team perform well, not doing anything diversionary to take them off track because their boss wants to see A, they've made a good hire, and B, that hire is now moving up. So don't waste those last final moments in an interview. Use this question. Ask them to define success looking back from some point in the future. All right? I think it's a valuable one. I've used it for many years myself, even with clients. If this hire goes well, how are we defining success? Because often people get caught in the weeds. They're busy with 300 things at work. They're behind on something. They're exhausted potentially. Or they haven't really had a moment to actually define beyond the immediate kind of envelope of what's happening on, looking forward 6 and 12 months. How do we define that? So keep that in mind. I hope this tip is something that will work well for you, and I would love to hear some feedback.